Hi, I'm Craig, and welcome to the Metal Mushroom. I am going to kind of expand out from doing metal casting to a project that I've been planning for about a year, a little over a year now. Um, Last summer, last fall, 2 falls ago, I got a one wheel and started watching some videos on how to ride it and so forth. And one of the things that came up in my feed was somebody riding a one wheel on a lawn chair. And I thought, well, isn't that interesting? And it snowballed in my head, and I wondered what else you could stick on it. And I'd seen videos for people modding up a speeder bike on top of a motorcycle or so forth. And I thought, I wonder if I could build a speeder bike to go on top of the one wheel. So this idea was born. Um, Started researching construction, lightweight foam construction methods, everything from campers to sculpting to whatever, to try to figure out what might be the best way. So I'm using XPS, just construction foam. I've got some half-inch, 1 inch, and 2 inch sections. It's being sculpted out of that and shaped and glued together. And then anything that needs more rigidity than that or strength, I'm reinforcing with some super lightweight 5 mil plywood. And we're going to go with the build from there. But yeah, so I've been, like I said, planning this for a little over a year now. Finally got started just after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, and been working on it for about a month. And we're going to go through the progress up to this point. So let's go take a look. This is a 3D print model that I bought um, to try to get ideas on how to build. This is what I'm pulling a lot of the information from. It's where I'm pulling a lot of the measurements from. And then I'm going back to the screenshots and whatnot from the show to try to get better ideas. So it's got all the blade arms there. The handlebars will go up, just falling down right now, but the handlebars go up like that. And then there's grips that stick out. But got that whole thing there. And then there's pipes and so forth that go. There's the pipe for the foot pegs. And then again, ideally, this will go on top of one wheel, kinda like that. So believe it or not, I think it's going to ride clear back there, and it's going to have all that sitting out front. But that means I can tip it down without it hitting, hopefully. And I may end up creating a fender to go around the wheel so that so it kind of hides the wheel there. But that's to be determined as we go along. That is the inspiration, let's say, for the build. Now let's go ahead and see how the build has progressed. Okay, I've started building the frame for trying to do a copy of the speeder bike from Mandalorian Season 2. This is the outside edges of the frame. I just knocked my hammer on the floor. All right, so what I've got so far is main shape, that is going to be held together. I've got a plywood frame glued to the foam, and then a 1x2 going through that'll provide rigidity and support. Got one on both sides, and then everything else is going to go together with foam. And then I did reinforce the nose out here with some plywood. So that should have everything ready to go. And I'm hoping that assembly starts going quicker now that I've got a main frame going. So let's see what happens next. Okay, I've got some cross pieces put in here. These are all just, again, cut from foam. I'm gonna get these glued together with foam board adhesive. and then this piece will go on, and then the front will be assembled. Take a look at it when it's put together. I've been working on the engines that go on the side of the speeder bike. They're gonna go, this is it, one of them right here, the other one goes on the other side. I'm breaking it up into slices, and then I'm cutting them out, and then I'll put the slices together, and then I'll shape it like upon a big giant lathe, essentially. At least that's the current plan. So right now, cutting circles. So I've got myself my wire cutter rigged up here. I've got marks set up at the different sizes that I need. I just drill a hole through. Run a pin in. This is an 8-inch. Put it in the 8-inch hole. It's going to be tight against the wire, and then as soon as I turn it on, it won't go into where it needs to be. Alright, just got to do that half dozen or so more times. I'm going to do some out of 1/2 inch, some out of 2 inch, some out of inch, and I'll put it all together and I'll come back when I've got them all cut. Alright, we're going to try to do better lighting on this. This, I have completed cutting out all the cylinders using a hot wire cutter here. I've got it set up here with a little rig on the side of the table. And then I rigged up just some measurement holes so that I could easily do cylinders. Got all of these stacked up. It is to mimic, let's see if I can get back far enough to see it, this. Can we get it to scale? Oh, look at that, it's pretty close. That is pretty darn close. So, tomorrow I am going to try to rig up. I'm going to glue that up and then rig up a way to use my drill press kind of like a lathe and use a sandpaper and whatnot to shape that so that it comes out nice and smooth like this one. And then these will get added on after the fact. But yeah, good to go. Okay. I had originally planned on doing some kind of a rudimentary lathe using the drill and this little rig I had set up, and I've got it so that I can run 4 skewers through and hold everything in place. But it was starting to get more and more complex, and I just decided let's try it with the rasp. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna get it better in sanding, and I'm just gonna break it up into sections. So each of the pieces, so this is this front section here. I'll do the 3 8-inch sections. They just get barely a little bit of taper on each end, and then this one will be the big taper, and then that's this pieces here. So I'll just do those in sections, and then these dividers here I've already got sliced out. That's these 8-inchers over here, and then that's the tail piece that goes on back here. So we should be able to get this all roughed out here, hopefully by the end of the day. And then what I'll do is I'll just use the 4 holes as a straight line. Use 2 of them as a straight line to split the pieces in half, and then glue them together. I'll of course have to mark each of them so that they match it back up, but this should let me get both of these halves done and shaped pretty consistently across. So more to come. Getting more work done. We've got, these are the luggage rack things that go on the back there. So I've got those all put together now. They're being clamped and glued. Got little spacers of it's 3/4 PVC. They're like 1-inch long pieces. They're all spaced out, glued in. Another one over on the table laid up. I finished getting this piece glued together so that the rest of the arms can go out, and then the blade arms can get attached. But yeah, making progress. So moving right along. Got the engines attached on the sides, both of them, and I got the little outrigger thing that supports the engine, and then it'll also support the footrest. So it'll get a little carve out right here, and that's where the pipe that'll come from the back will come forward, rest into this little groove here, and then come forward and be the footrest somewhere up here. But yeah, we got the seat on, and it's pinned. Both the engines are pinned. The luggage racks are pinned in. Whittled down the gap in between this, so it's not quite so bad. Yeah, we're moving right along. Started getting some sanding done on different parts. Over here real quick. There's the other engine on this side. And yeah, kind of made some decisions. I had made this steering column a little taller, and I just looked at more images from the show, and I think it's actually a little shorter, so shrunk it down by about an inch. About an inch up here and 2 inches down here. I had it really longer than it needed to be. So, all right. More progress. Keep going. This is just going to be a quick little progress video. So this is what I've gotten done this weekend. I went ahead and got the square bracket here attached to the pipe so that it's fixed once the pipe's attached, and then the arm for the blade slides onto the square, as does this little piece here. As you can see, it slides on and off. That will hold the handlebars. That'll be the inside portion of the handlebar, and then the outside portion is over here. This, it's going to be the round cover, so it just goes right around that pipe itself, and then there'll be an outside cover that goes over that. This is getting a little I-beam piece glued into it, so it will look something like this when it's done, and then I'll use the I-beams to attach the ends together into the angle that they're supposed to be, which will be this. So they're going to get an angle. This is this end here. That would be the left side. That would be the right side. And then I said that'll be the other, and I've still got to make this upper piece here to accept the actual handlebars grippies themselves. But I did get new grips. Got grips for that to build it, and been searching out some little red push buttons that'll go on the end, it looks like, from what I can see in the pictures. So we are making progress. We've got the, oh yeah, and there's a, this actually goes underneath, but there's a little cylinder that goes up and under here, kind of. See if I can show it here. About there, I believe. So that'll go there, and then that's about where the footrest support will come off of, right about there. Goes up, it'll hit that, come forward, and then that's where the actual footrest will be up there. So that's still to be built, but moving right along. All right, hopefully I'm gonna get this, get the first video out on this soon. I was hoping to get all of the build in one video, but it's taken too long. So let's go. Okay, let's do an update video. I have not gotten any of this out yet, so this will hopefully just get added in. But progress so far, we have got tall blades added to the blade arms. Those are all affixed, or at least have a way to affix to the steering column. And we now have handlebars and a little mock-up over there of how the actual grippy part of the handlebar will attach upon that piece. Let's go down to here. We've also started getting the posts for the foot pegs, so that'll get attached back there, come up attached there, get a hole cut out so it actually fits into that, and then it'll get a little bit more of a bend up to where the foot pegs will go somewhere around in here. Also got this larger pipe added on. That got sculpted out of foam and then glued onto the side. We've got this large cylinder that's being glued on the back currently. It's being held up right now. Started getting some holes drilled for here and here. And those will get some of the pipes that go across and through. Those are probably going to end up being out of PVC as well, just because it makes it easy to shape. That's my shaping right here, and got another one it's cooling off. But these will get heated up and shaped into the shape that they need to go across and the way they looked on the show. And then of course there's more on the other side. But yeah, moving along. Hopefully, still got to do the centerpiece that goes in the front of that goes between these. Been having trouble finding good images of it to pull from, and I'm not happy with how the model does theirs. So been trying to keep moving along until I figure things out, but coming along. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this video. We got more build to come and paint, but if you've made it this far, I appreciate it, and like and subscribe, all that, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.